Hey there, Seth Humphrey here. So when it comes to finding out where your body's broken down at, or maybe your health is breaking down at, I think that a lot of us, we want to go towards what we can start subtracting. So I need to not eat carbs. I need to do this. I need to do that. Instead, I would change the way you look at it. Let's start adding. Okay, so like maybe go, hey, you know what? I'm going to add a 10-minute walk a day. I'm going to add 30 ounces of water before I have any caffeine. And so by addition, instead of subtraction, we start moving closer to where we want to go. And what starts to happen is then you can start identifying. And this is something we do inside of the Vitality Mill, Stretch U, all my businesses, is we identify what the obstacles are that the client may be dealing with. Okay, and so one of the easy ways to do this is go, all right, so for me, I have been getting down in push-ups before I can for a long time. My wrist, when I turned 40, my wrist just automatically just started like hurting going down. And so like I had to go and get to the root of the problem. Like and I had to start looking at it. Like, why is my wrist bothering me so much? So I start rubbing around in here. I also went to my therapist at Stretch U and started asking some questions. I kind of Googled and looked at stuff. But what I started to think about, and what you need to think about as well, is everything's connected. That if my wrist is bothering me, then there's a good chance that there's something up here that may be tight, or maybe something in here that's bothering me. And so it's all connected as far as that goes. So then what started to happen was this. I started to look at it. Okay, my wrists are bothering me. All right, so that's the obstacle. What's some of the solutions I can do? Well, I reached out to my Stretch U therapist and reached out to and see what was going on. I also reached out to a chiropractor that I work with and visited with him. But then from there, I started doing some stretches every morning on my wrist and things. And then I started, on top of that, I hired a coach to give me some mobility things to start working on. And so every morning I just said for the next 90 days, I'm going to spend 15 minutes of mobility work on and move from there. So for every morning, I spend 15 minutes, just like I would brush my teeth. It's just a joint hygiene. I spend 15 minutes on doing some mobility exercises, and I'm trying to do that 80 times out of the next 90 days. So now I have a plan to work towards as far as that goes. So big picture here. Identify what the obstacle is, and then start finding 4 solutions that you can put into play today to start helping. So like I said, for me, it was, all right, my wrists are bothering me. I'm gonna go somebody that's smarter than me. I'm gonna go to my stretch tech. She knows more than I do, or my stretch therapist. She knows more than I do about that. I'm going to reach out to her and see what she thinks it may be. I'm going to go to my chiropractor. And then what starts to happen is my chiropractor can go, hey, you need to start doing some Alder stretches. So then he gave me some stretches to start doing, to start working that nerve in my my elbow that's bothering me, and go from there. So my point in all this is identify the obstacle, come up with a solution, 4 solutions, and then stick to those solutions for a week. Okay? Do whatever needs to be done for a week. And then reset every week, look back and go, okay, what worked? Well, what worked was going to the chiropractor, going to Stretch U. What worked was doing that mobility and the stretching. Okay, well, what I'm going to do next week is I'm going to schedule another chiropractic visit, or I'm going to get into Stretch U, or I'm going to do my mobility stretches again, or whatever it may be. And that's how we start to slowly but surely identify, this is the problem, here's a solution. And then we get better every day, staying consistent with that. We'd love to help you with that. Inside the Vitality Mill and inside of Stretch U, is more than anything, is just help you get to the root of your problem. I have some eye issues here right now. So if you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to respond back to this email. So have a fantastic day. Talk soon.